So I'm very disappointed in most of the people who are in crypto, whether you're crypto YouTube or crypto Twitter. I took 2 polls. They're both of equal disappointment. That means you're not paying attention to most analysts out there who have any idea what they're talking about, because the vast majority of good TA people, I mean, even a chunk of ones that aren't that good, they're all talking about the stronger and stronger possibility of a capitulation where Bitcoin goes closer to 20K. Right? I've been talking about it longer than all of them, but I have the habit of doing that, right? Because I was the person back in March saying Bitcoin has 4 strikes of bearish divergence on the daily chart. It's going to fall down. I was saying 42K. It's going to go to 42K, even though it went down a lot lower. And then about 3 weeks later, all the other people started talking about it. And then actually people started talking about Wyckoff because it started making, and they were right about it after it happened. But I usually am early to the punch on seeing big downturns. I don't know how I'm able to do it. It's just some voodoo magic. I don't know. But there are a lot of people talking about it, and seeing these polls that I'm getting ready to show you how much Tether people are holding on YouTube and Twitter. It's disappointing. That means you're not listening, not just to me. You're not listening to people out there, and you're going to get screwed. So let me show you what this is about. And sorry you have to watch my intro live users one more time. There we go. Look at this. Okay, so 54%. Over half of people have 0 to 10% in not just Tether. So stable coin. So that can be US dollar. That can be on a euro, on Coinbase Pro or whatever. Like it could be fiat. But that's not good. These 2 bottom ones should be the biggest if you're paying any type of attention to anybody. I mean, like even your people who, in my opinion, all they do is draw lines on their, they do this the whole time, their whole analysis, and like make stuff up, a 1, 2, 3 and a 3, 3, 5. Those, like, I think I'm making fun of wave analyst people because they just make up which waves suit what already happened instead of making correct guesses of how the waves will happen. But even your wave people, who I make fun of technically even more than your pattern traders, if I can just lightly picking on, not a serious picking on, because they're trying to help people. I'm not being too much of a dick about it, but for me it just doesn't make sense, right? I'm not saying it's not helpful for others, but even your squiggly line people and your pattern trader people who are looking for M's and W's and triangles and pennants, their lopsided pancakes or with syrup dripping off, whatever patterns they come up with. Is that a real one? A lopsided pancake with syrup? I don't know. They make up so many stupid pattern names, but it doesn't. But the point is, I'm being light, making fun of those types of trading for a reason, because most of them are talking about a capitulation. Most people, even if I think their trading analysis, their style of analysis is stupid, right? And I always thought I would think sequential trading was the dumbest type of thing. But now that I've been analyzing how other people analyze chart, I don't think it is. But the point is, even the people who I personally think have the worst type, it doesn't mean they do a bad job with the analysis, the type of methodology of analysis itself. They're yelling about a stronger potential of 20K, just like I've been yelling about since before most people were talking about it, right? Because I have a habit of doing that. So not good, people. Not good. And if there is and I'm not a financial advisor, I don't give financial advice. This is all about Pokemon cards, entertainment, and education only. Definitely Bitcoin and, Litecoin and Dash and XRP Pokemon cards, training for battle in the Pokemon field. But you need to be holding more stable, Pokemon cards. And so if there is a rally, so let's go back to this chart. If there is a rally, that takes, so this is the US Tether dominance chart. And I gave this alert for my community last night. So just like yesterday's Bitcoin video, I said I gave an alert last night, and guess what happened? It hit the target exactly by the time I do my Bitcoin video, right? That's what's happening today as well. Look. So it actually hasn't closed. Did I say it needs to close 1 hour? Dawn falls below that area BTC. So BTC's probably BTC might be right at 42K. I don't even know where Bitcoin is right now. So look, bam. Right? So it got up to 42,950. 42. Look, that was a damn good guess. All right. And then I'll bring up my Discord. Hopefully my computer doesn't crash because my graphics card and the memory doesn't like me having too many programs open. But I want to show you this. If you join my Discord or the YouTube tiers, all right, or no, the Cryptillion YouTube tier. The loyalty tier, the biggest benefit they get is they get priority questions but anyway, look. So you see how high Tether dominance was on my alert? Here, let me actually, can you even tell that? Here, look, my Discord here, open original. Tether dominance was above that line. I said if Tether dominance falls in this area, Bitcoin should be at 42,850. And I labeled the box at the bottom 4.27, at the top of the box 4.35, but it's probably going to hit the bottom of the box somewhere under the 10, right? Should be around 42,850 is what I mentioned, because I have a lot of people who are playing, both short and long positions simultaneously. And so where did Bitcoin go? Let me make a line at 42,850. That's the type of alerts that you're going to get from me. It's not just long-term alerts. If you're a short-term time frame trader, and what I do is I have a team of people who are doing the short-term time frame trading. Like a lot of them are like in Near Protocol, and a couple of other very volatile coins with strong liquidity right now. So if you don't like to trade, then don't worry about what I'm saying. But if you're somebody who wants to trade, I have trading leaders who use some of my signals on Bitcoin and overall market to start changing their strategy or start taking profits and guiding whoever's within their channel, within my platform and all that stuff, right? So I'm doing a lot of alerts for this. So just heads up. And another reason I'm saying this, not just to tell you that my Discord will help you out with having a more profitable crypto journey, but the thing is, I believe I spent some time on the last live call explaining you all need to have this chart saved on your watch list. So look at me over here. Look. Oh, wrong way. See that over there where I'm pointing? Okay. I have it saved on my watch list, and I actually have it colored so I can find it pretty easily. Because it's among the most important. I don't know why I have Cardano. I only have Cardano because people ask about it. And then these two down here are labeled, so I know that one's Bitcoin longs, one's Bitcoin shorts. You don't necessarily have to look at that. That's only for Bitfinex. It's not 100% representative, but I'm telling you, you need Tether dominance on your watch list, and you need it there permanently for Pokemon card trading purposes. All right, because you can see that I gave that alert yesterday. I knew within $80 exactly where Bitcoin would be if it touched the bottom of this box. And what did it do? It touched the bottom of the box, and Bitcoin actually went a little bit past, but it hit my target exactly right as it was all the way up here. And Bitcoin was like a 41 too, and it went up $1,500 because I was assuming it was going to break down and go below here. Do you see that? And so if you are a hodler slash somebody who doesn't like to use futures, I also, within my Discord by May, I have one of my veteran VIPs. She is going to lead people who don't want to get burned by futures. She's going to lead my spot trade for smaller cap and mid cap coins, because there are ways there within my community. I've taught people. I don't want to give away secrets on YouTube. How should I say this? But she's the queen of it. She actually took what I, kind of said, and then she learned how to do it better. She sees if anybody's had a recent death in the family, I'm sorry with what I'm about to say, but she sees dead people in the charts like I do. Like, she sees things that no one else sees, right? Like, She can take a 5-minute fractal of Bitcoin from April 12th, stretch it out to the 8-hour chart, and it covers 6 months of time, and it matches everything Bitcoin did in 8 months on the 8-hour chart, because it's the same algorithm run on a 5-minute chart, but that same algo is manipulating or managing Bitcoin price on the larger chart as well. The same algo, different universe, different size universe. If you've ever seen Men in Black 2, how there's a universe inside of a universe, and all that stuff. But anyway, she's going to help lead the spot trade type of stuff. So there's a place for everybody within this Discord community, particularly starting around May 1st, and I'm going to promote a little bit more starting around May. The links to that are in the description section. If you're not joined yet, you might want to check out just a lower tier and wait to do anything more till May, because there's going to be some changes that will be in your favor. But it's the links in the description section. My Twitter is Cosas Verdes with the number 2 afterward. Number 2 after Cosas Verdes. Lots of Bitcoin and crypto and B Pro and Veracity and Trias updates on there. And then if you just don't want to join a community because you hate chat rooms, but you want alerts like the one that I showed you, like this, letting you know that Bitcoin is getting ready to go to 42,850 in the next few hours. That's what these tiers are for. If you just don't like communities, there's a join button right below I don't know about the live videos, but any other video that I make, there's a join button, and then if you click it, about a 2-minute video will pop up describing to you what you're going to get. There's my sales spiels or just not sales spiels. I mean, I'm here to really help people, and showing you what I'm providing and how it's helping out my users. And I don't want everybody to think that within my community, I'm the one always giving alerts. No, I have live traders who are doing that, and I give the overall market Bitcoin alerts, and they are the masters of, they get to know how 3 different coins move with high volatility, high volume. Like, they're really good about NIR or coal or whatever. What does one of them really likes? What was it? No, it's not Aave. AXS was one that one of the live traders is really into, despite its insane volatility. So they pick a few coins with good liquidity and heavy volume, which means you can sell $5,000 at once without any slippage or no slippage, and they train their followers within my community on how to do it. All right, so Bitcoin. Take a look at Bitcoin. I'm going to start the analysis now. Bitcoin went up almost exactly to where I gave the update last night. It was probably about 4 a.m. I've, for some reason, gotten the habit of going to bed at 5 a.m. and waking up at 9:30, right around the markets open. Because I'm making all these changes for my Discord community. Because I want to try to create a place where at 24/7, whether you live in Indonesia, your Jakarta area next to Krakatoa, one of the over there. If you live in Japan, if you live in Berlin, 6 hours ahead. If you live in the UK, 5 hours ahead of New York. It doesn't matter. There's always something going on, whether it's live trading, spot trading, how to learn Tradingview, somebody on video who you can look at their calendar. You can ask them questions about Tradingview. It's getting ready to roll out a lot of cool features in May. So make sure you're paying attention to that. Again, nothing has changed drastically on Bitcoin. And I want somebody, I think the delay on the live call is too much. So I can't really say raise your hand if you know why, even though Bitcoin is above. So let me zoom. Let me make my brush a different color here. I can't stand it when it's red, but I turn it red because I always trace over the weekly 10 EMA to extend it, and then I turn it red. All right. So take this off. Who can tell me in the comment section whether there's a 20-second delay or not? But if I see it pop up here in a minute, even after I say the answer, I'll know. I'll give you a thumbs up here. Let me go to the 15-minute chart. Okay, this is the 10 EMA. And remember what I've been saying over the last how many videos? Because Bitcoin has been under it for a long time. Look, so it has been under it for 12 days. So for 12 days, I've been saying the same thing. Assume down until three things happen, okay? And I'm giving you a hint. Why has nothing changed, and why should we still, in general, assume down? Although your assumption of still down might be slightly less, but why is it that in Bitcoin analysis, you still have an edge of over 50% of short time frames, like 4 hour to 12-hour charts in general being bearish, and making a lower low lower than this one down here. So this pump, come down, you still have a better chance of it coming back down to 40,500. Why is that still the case, and why is that still an edge? Because there are three conditions that need to happen. I've been saying it for about 12 days on every darn video. So somebody write that in the comment section, in the live comment section. And if you're watching the rerun of this, not live, then write it down below and give me your guess. And then you can go back and edit it to tell me if you got it right or wrong. I really hope somebody knows. I hope you all know the answer, because I've been saying it every damn video. and I say this because I'm trying to help. I think even last video, I gave you an example of the last time this happened. It was a trap. And I identified that it happened on the 22nd hour of a day. And it was an end of day attack, so that the same people who pumped Bitcoin in the penultimate hour of the day, they got a bunch of people to go long. Then retail traders took over. Those same people who pumped Bitcoin on the 22nd, or on the second to last hour of the day, they were taking on shorts. Those same people who bought then sold Bitcoin on spot, and they made millions and millions of dollars by tricking people by getting the day to close over the weekly 10, right? Okay, and so that's why it's so important. You have to know the answer to this. And I'll actually show you that one. If you missed that, I'll show you where it is real quick, but I won't go over it too much. And when I showed it to you, doing it live, I didn't plan. I even told you, I bet this was an end of day attack. And when we zoomed in, it was the second to last hour, and then the last hour went here, and then hour one of the next day started. Then retail made it all go like this. As those people who did this candle stacked on their shorts, and then the same people sold millions and millions of dollars across probably 5 to 6 exchanges, all coordinated, probably in the same room, all sold it on spot. They even probably did a countdown as they are looking at their market sell button. 10, 9, 8, 7. Okay, we have our $20 million of short stacked because we fooled, $20 million worth of people across 6 exchanges. So you have a group of people on different exchanges counting down, and then they all hit market sell, and it goes kablam. And even if they're selling Bitcoin at a 2% loss, they do it because that's the futures they're making money on, right? Okay, so that's the rant, and I'll show you where that was here in a second. Hopefully somebody gave me the right answer. Close it. Okay, so closes above, use as support. I don't have a third guess. The second one, that is close. So broke. Yes, that's the favorite name. Yes, I couldn't remember. On my Discord, somebody has my second favorite username. That is the best username I've ever seen. Yes, that's correct. I hope I see you on these live chats more often, even if I have to change the time here in a couple weeks to like later in the evening or something. I just don't think 10:30 a.m. is the best time to be doing this numbers wise. But Brokoshi no dinero. That's hilarious. You're mixing English, Japanese with Spanglish type of stuff. That's hilarious. You're getting close. Yes, that's very close. It has not respected the 10 EMA. Franklin says that's another way to say it. Needs to bounce and hold above. Yes. So Dylan says needs to bounce and hold. Yes. Okay. That's right. So pretty much a mixture of all there. I think Dylan pretty much had it. So remember, and I'm going to make I'm going to make that red, and I'm going to have to change it right back to not red. But anyway, so this is the weekly 10. Okay, so I'm pointing to the weekly 10. This is just an extension of the weekly 10. We're extending it. The reason why we still are assuming down, okay, because we still don't have the first condition met in order to be neutral on anything more higher than like the 1 or 2 hour time frame. Obviously, short-term time frames, you have higher lows, higher highs, and so from this point on, if you trade 5-minute chart to 1 hour chart, like at least one of my live trading leaders who has his own channel within my Discord does, he's not assuming down, he's assuming up, he's trading long, right? And hopefully I know he saw that alert and he probably traded harder because of it. Anyway, so it depends on the time frame. But anybody not looking at micro time frames, so let me be specific. Non-micro time frame people, you still are assuming down because the set of conditions have not happened where you either become neutral or you have an edge to the upside beyond micro time frames. It needs to get above. Check. It got above the weekly 10. Good. Second, you need to come back down and use it as support. Even if it's just one 5-minute candle, which I typically don't like it when it's only one 5-minute candle, but honestly, that's sometimes enough. All right, so you need to get above it, which it's done, but still the condition has not yet been met. This still means assume down. Obviously, assume a little less, but you need to come down and use this as support. Then you need to close several green candles, whether it's 5-minute or at 1 hour. You need to close candles green after that, all right? And that's when you have about a 50% edge on that's when you're neutral. It's roughly 50-50. But the conditions for assuming up still haven't been met yet, but they're really close. So this is the time where it's roughly 50-50. If you're about on the 15-minute chart seeing this, it's particular to the weekly 10 EMA, as price has been trying hard for 12 days to get above it. You don't need 4-hour candles doing it. I'm telling you, 5-minute candles work. Now, there are exceptions. If Bitcoin was at 69K and drastically goes way below the weekly 10 and then is still volatile, goes right back up, in times of huge volatility after a big drop, not the same. You need 4-hour candles and daily candles. But since Bitcoin's been creeping up to it, I'm telling you, 5-minute candles work. So this would be the point right here where you have no edge either way. It's 50-50. And how one of my live trading leaders would do, again, I don't know if I want to give his secrets away, because his secrets, actually, I don't even know. I didn't even know it's possible to do what he did to hedge. This is where you start hedging, and essentially, if you want to stay in trades, you have both longs and shorts open. Because this could turn into a lower high where it comes down, and it looks like it bounces, but it finds support under it, makes a lower high, then fails it, then goes like this. But it's a 50-50 chance at that point right there. So one option is this pink stuff that I just drew. But when you have an edge is when you look at the first pump above the weekly 10. Because whenever it gets above it and it doesn't just get rejected like this, it goes up somewhere and stops, right? It's usually actually not this high on a percentage basis. It's usually like this. And it comes down to check it, comes up. But regardless, the time that you have a better than 50-50 chance is when you pass the local high made from the first push above the weekly 10 and close. So this juncture, actually, let me do it like this. This is really important. What I'm about to show you. Why? Especially if you trade and click around with your money. If you're a hodler, you're just learning things that are useful, because when you are taking money from new retailers in 2024 on the next bull market, you're going to need to know this, because you're going to be taking you're not stealing their money. They're giving you their money willingly. But if you know these things, you're going to be taking money from noobs, and it's going to be so easy, just like it was easy for me in February and March and April, right? And I kept telling everybody, that's why in those months I was literally mean to people on YouTube, yelling. Like, people were calling me dad. Like, I like being yelled at. So I was telling people to sell for a reason. And I'm, in retrospect, who was right? Me. Veracity didn't hit $1, right? I still have that video saved and the line saved and everything. I said I would sell all my Veracity, and Veracity hasn't gone. It went 50% higher, but then it went down 80% lower, right? Like even and I love Veracity. Veracity might be one of my, honestly, my favorite small mid cap coin. If during capitulation, I'm going to really focus on that and try it. So anyway, so used as support, comes here, maybe has a hesitation, whatever, gets here, hesitation, gets above. Now you see how this is a juncture like this, right? So this could mean what I'm doing right now is, let me get rid of this. So what I'm about to show you is really, really important. Whether you trade or not, this will help you take money from the next wave of retailers. Like I took money from retailers, in small caps this time. I'm trying to show you something really important. So you see this line here. This is where the first local high after passing an obstacle happened. Sometimes, if this is going to be a fake out made by those people who are only trying to take on shorts after pumping it up, like I just showed you earlier, and I actually will find that same spot, sometimes they will get it above that line, but before the candle closes, and it's a green candle, a 15-minute candle, right at the end, or an hour candle. If you don't get an hour or 15-minute closure or whatever, the higher the candle, the better percentage. But roughly 1 hour candle, at about 45 minutes in, it tanks, and all of this turns into a red wick. And the candle turns red, then it heads down, and then it turns into this pink stuff. So when you have an edge, is not just when one candle gets above that first high, but it needs to close. And what candle size you use is up to you. For example, if you make a rule, because you trade short-term time frames, my rule, when I trade, I like to be in and out because price is choppy right now. I like to go for about 2 to 3%, maybe 4% raw moves in price with 5 times leverage. So when I hit my 18 to 20% trade, I'm out no matter what. Sometimes I let 25% of the trade roll and move up my stops, but I usually just get out. In choppy markets, that's been my style when I trade. So for me, that rule that I just showed you, make it close at the juncture, because the juncture could go down. It's the 5-minute, because I trade smaller time frames in choppy markets. If you are somebody who likes the daily candle or whatever, and you're trying to trade a big day, like a 7% day, which Bitcoin might actually have soon, but to the downside. But for example, you might want to wait for at least an hour to close. So your rule of this juncture closing above the previous local high here, okay, let me actually make this shorter, and let me get this out of the way. So the first pump above the obstacle, once it gets above, the higher level of candle. So imagine you wait for a 4-hour candle to close above here. Your odds to the upside, so with a 5-minute candle closing above, you have an edge. It's 51% or higher trading to the upside, even on 4 to 12-hour time frames. You do have an edge at that point. It's not very big. If you wait for a 1-hour candle to close above this local high, okay, then your chances might be 53% for you're trading for the upside on charts on the 4 to 12 or 4 hour to daily charts. If you wait for a 4-hour to close, your chance might be something more like 50. It goes up a lot. So your 4-hour candles and your daily candles, they drastically increase the chances of what your trading system assumes you have an edge for. Your edge gets better with a bigger candle closure. But it depends on your trading style. Because for me, if a 5-minute candle does it, I already entered the trade on this first higher low after support. So once it breaks here, I don't care if it turns around and tanks, because I have already taken my, so my entry, my stop may be down here. I've already taken my stop and put it into profit. I can go to sleep, eat a sandwich, you know, like go watch a baseball game. This tanks. I still made like 2% on my trade, even though I got stopped out, because I waited for the next little pump, waited for it to get above here on this juncture. And so if this was my average entry on the first higher low, this is my stop. I move my stop up and I walk away and I'm good to go. And maybe I have my profit taking up here that never got hit, but I'm in a risk-free trade. Sorry, so I'm showing you stuff. This is the kind of crap I go over on Discord a lot, and it happens on a lot of altcoins. Altcoins follow the same rule. The reason I'm showing you this now is because this could be a fake out or a failure of the weekly 10, because I've been talking about the weekly 10 so much, and I've been talking about these three conditions for at least 12 days, right? And so I want to hyper focus in on what those three conditions mean and how they can make you more money in crypto. Making money in crypto sustainably is not watching freaking YouTubers who say, you know, like Polygon Matic is the future, or even though it might be, I'm not making fun of Polygon Matic, right? Or like Hedera Hashgraph, even though Hedera Hashgraph looks like a cool ass project, but just, you know, whatever. YouTubers talking about altcoins, especially during, what were some of the stupid thumbnails I saw? And I'm not going to name any names of people. YouTubers are typically respectful, not bashing other YouTubers. And I only made that mistake once when I had like 1,000 subscribers. I realized, wait, that's their business. I'm not going to try to take money out of their mouths and make them not be able to feed their children just because I think they make stupid mistakes, right? When I make stupid mistakes, I let you know about it, right? But anyway, I'll talk bad about myself and not other people. Chain link to $700, shit like that, right? So that's not how you make money in crypto over time. The way you make money is identifying when you have an edge and how big that edge is. So if your edge is small, then you don't want to hit that trade too hard. If your edge is big and it is a great setup with great risk management, you probably want to hit it as hard as you can all at once. When you have an awesome, like your 4-hour candles and 1-hour candles, make it so you can have your risk management like 0.08% under your entry. Like those are the best setups when you have a great risk management setup because of the candle structure. And so what I'm showing you here is that knowing this type of stuff that's happening in front of your eyes, this is how you make money sustainably over a 6-month period, instead of listening to, you know, like people on Twitter who have pictures of pretty girls and they're not actually a girl, which is, I don't know, probably about 40% of those accounts. I think most women on Twitter are actually real women, but about 40% aren't. And, you know, they're like, I'm a VRA chick and like VRA to $1. No, that is not how you make money. You need to know this stuff I'm teaching you. I'm showing you. This is one example that is pertinent to this situation. And knowing, you know, with a 5-minute closure, if I need to trade small time frames, but if it's only a 5-minute closure above that line, then my edge is barely anything. It's over 51. It's over 50%. If a 4-hour closes, then my edge might be 57%. It's all about knowing how big when you have an edge. So A, when you have an edge, 2, how big that edge is, and number 3, and then how to trade it, how hard you hit it with your money, right? And if you're not a trader and you are like, why is this guy talking about trading techniques when I'm a hodler? This helps you know when to buy as a hodler. Because if you are able to buy, so imagine a small cap altcoin, right? That is at 2 million market cap. Okay, so like a really micro cap coin, something like Idea. Idea might be at 1.8 million. Okay, so I'm going to show you why, even as a hodler, what I'm telling you is freaking important, and it could be life changing potentially life-changing differences, especially if you stick around till late 2024 when the next bull market it will already be going on, or it'll be having at least it's crashing down by the end of something like that. Might be 2025, but I'm guessing 2024. Anyway, if you stick around that long, this could be life-changing, what I'm telling you, even as a hodler, not a trader. What I just showed you about percentages, edges, here's why. Imagine an altcoin whose market cap is 2 million, right? You have $1,000 to spend on it, and you really want to buy the damn thing, or whether it's Pirate Chain or whatever. But Pirate Chain's market cap actually was like $1 million when it was low, and it went like 300x, right? But anyway, this will make a huge difference. Just watch. So imagine Pirate Chain at 2 million market cap, okay? And you want to buy $1,000 of it, but you know tricks like this, and you realize, hey, I think this is too far away from its weekly 10. It's got to go back down to it, and it's got to make about a 50% drop to get there. I'm not buying it when it's too far above its weekly 10, which is and during bull markets, what I yell at people about. Doesn't matter if some big YouTuber talks about Chainlink $700. It's too far above its weekly 10. Don't freaking buy it. Pokemon cards, not financial advice. So Pirate Chain at 2 million market cap, you know, wait, it's got to go touch its weekly 10. It's been above it for too long. When it does that, a 50% drop, what's its market cap now? 1 million. Let me show you why. As a hodler, what I'm showing you is potentially life-changing money. Because how big of so I'm not even gonna assume you can sell the top on Pirate Chain, but just kind of looking at this real quick. Okay, how big did its market cap get? Its market cap got, so you would have had time to sell the top when the market cap was 2 billion, but you had plenty of time, weeks to sell at about 1.2 billion, okay? All right, and its market cap down here was 14 million, but I'm going to act like it was 2 and 1. So let me show you the math, why this could be freaking life-changing for the next bull run. Watch. You saw it at 2 million. You knew from statistics, like a trader, even though you're not a trader, I need to wait. It goes down to 1 million. Then, am I covering my, yeah, so you can see my chart. Okay? You wait because you understand statistics, you watch my channel, you get it at a 1 million market cap. Then Pirate Chain goes to again, you couldn't sell the top at 2.8 billion, right? It was only there for a second. But it hung around 1.2 billion for a long ass time, right? Okay? All right. So, if you watch, now we're going to do a little math. All right? Okay, 1.2 billion market cap. Okay, divided by 2 million. You got a 600x. I mean, hell, if you didn't wait for the weekly 10, you still did pretty well. But here's the difference. Watch. If you just knew the statistics, all right, and how do I clear on this stupid thing? Clear. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 3. That's, yeah, I understand. But yeah. You did a 600x, right? But if you bought it at 1 million, I haven't had much coffee, but if you bought it at 1 million, you double because you bought it at half the market cap. Your gains are double just because you knew simple statistics and edges as a hodler, somebody who doesn't trade, right? So like making it even more simpler. Instead of 1.2 billion, let's say it gets to 100 million, right? Just 100 million. If you bought it here, you 50x. If you waited, because of statistics for 1 million, if you go from 1 million market cap to 100 million market cap and the coin circulation doesn't change, which I think Pirate Chain didn't like release a bunch, assuming the coin circulation stays the same in these conditions, you 100x versus 50x. just because you know simple statistics that are for traders, but if you use it as a hodler, you go from 50x to 100x. Do you understand what I'm saying? It makes a huge difference as a hodler. You can it's like working hard versus working smart, right? And honestly, I hate that phrase because I think if you work smart, you should also work hard. That's how you win. You work hard, and I don't know why that's such a common. Maybe because so many people work hard doing it a dumb way. I don't know, but I still think it's a stupid phrase. You should work hard and work smart. That's what winners do. I mean, that's what Michael Jordan did. Like, he was the most competitive person in a healthy way. He didn't win at all costs like a cheater. Like a lot of people from Indiana think the Patriots were cheaters when they had Tom. Like Hoosiers is the name of this. Is the name of the people in Indiana. And when the Colts were really good with Peyton Manning, just everybody thought the Patriots were cheaters. I don't know what the rest of the country feels, but not a win at all costs like the Patriots and their coach Belichick, right? He's a win at all costs competitive. That's bad. But Michael Jordan was the most competitive, healthy person you'll ever will have met. All right, and so that helps you as a hodler to know how to be competitive, to make yourself in that hypothetical situation go from 50x to 100x just because you knew a simple rule because you watch Cosas Verdes, or other people who aren't just drawing 3, 3, 3, 5, 5 waves on their chart. I'm just making fun of wave traders again. This could be me just being, I'm claiming my ignorance. I don't get it. When they're making stuff up on their chart, it really just looks like they're drawing lines, but I don't know. I don't understand it. I'm not actually making fun of people, not naming any names. I'm claiming my ignorance that I don't understand it. So when you see me make fun of stuff, it's more making fun of myself that I don't understand why they're drawing so many squiggly lines, and their squiggly lines that they draw forward in time really actually never work out. And the squiggly lines that I just drew for my daily update actually worked perfectly, and Bitcoin hit the exact level, but you don't see wave traders really ever do that. A little different. That's why I make fun of them, because in retrospect, you can draw, it did this and this and this and a 3, 5. Yeah. But tell me where it's going to go in the next 5 hours, the next 2 days. You can't draw your squiggly lines and nail it like I do on average. Anyway, so that is, that's my rant. And so the reason why I'm digging into this so much, again, twofold, is because I've been talking about this moment for 2 weeks. Condition 1, you need 3 conditions. The first one's met. The second one has not. The third one is getting above this line. That's when you have an edge. When you have about a 50-50, a coin flip is when it does 2.5 of those, it gets to here. And you get green candles here, but it hasn't crossed this line. That's when it's 50-50, and then you can start doing hedge stuff for people who actually trade. All right, so that's how the probabilities work. Now, where is that fake out that I showed you? And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. Yes, it's here. I'm trying to help you not get screwed by something like this. Back on March 2nd, okay? March 2nd, whether you're a hodler or not, like this could be the difference of saying, yeah, I want to hodl XRP. I bet XRP was about 80 cents or 78 cents at that point, right? On March 9th, because of that. Actually, let me see where XRP was. March 9th. 77 cents. It got up to 77. That was a close guess. I follow XRP. Actually, I'm starting to like XRP. Not necessarily in terms of it trying to take part of Bitcoin's place in the world. I'm not a huge fan of that. Not a huge fan that it's not technically a cryptocurrency either, because it's too centralized. But so in terms of like crypto, I'm not necessarily a big fan of that. But just in terms of what's going to make me money over the medium term, I think XRP is a damn good bet. It doesn't matter if I don't like it or not. I think XRP is a great bet. And again, I'm not shilling it, but jeez, like it could be literally the thing that takes us out of a bear market. So anyway, I'm starting to turn around on XRP, or in a good way. I used to anyway, I'm definitely hodling it now, and I'm not even 20 bagging I'm not trading it. I'm just accumulating it to some degree. But anyway, back here, that's why I knew roughly where the price is, because I'm paying attention to XRP a lot. So March 9th, So remember, I zoomed in on this candle, went to the 1 hour chart, and all these statistics and all this ranting that I've been going over, it's to save you from getting screwed from this happening. Look down here. Can you see the bottom of my chart? That's 2,200 hours. That's the second to last hour of the day. It was an end of day attack. This was the last hour of the day. That red candle that came back down and did this and closed up here, that's the first hour. That's 100 hours of March 10th. Or it was March 8th that this happened, and then March 9th, this was all March 9th. This was the second to last hour of March. So 10 to 11 o'clock, 11 to midnight. And then that's when those people who bought this on spot were taking on their shorts as retail kept pumping it. Oh yeah, we have a higher low and a higher high. We're geniuses. We're going long. No. You're getting ready to get screwed. This was an end of day attack. So whenever you see an end of day attack, bring something above a weekly EMA, and it's not necessarily the end. So if you see an end of day attack on a Sunday to close above a strong EMA, it's not necessarily going to be a fake out. But this was not the end of the week. This was just literally this was a bull trap, and you can tell them if it's an end of day attack. Sometimes it's the beginning of day attack. So that's why I'm showing the probabilities. Look, it went above, but when it came down, did it ever use this as support and then break back above its first initial high? No, it didn't follow those rules. Look, look, it went above on its first pump here. Damn it. It went above on its first pump, came down, never used it as support, made a higher high. Still, only one of three conditions are met. You need all three in order to have an edge. You still have no edge. Came down, lower high, which means when you have a lower high, that means you're getting ready to try to use this as support. And what did it do? Nope. Kablam. It only got one of three conditions. And when the second condition, using this as support, its turn was due, right? It blasted through it to the downside, which is why even during this whole time, you are still assuming down. Yes, when price got above it, maybe you assume this strong before it gets above, and after it gets above, you're assuming this strong down, yes, but you're still assuming down. And so March 8th and March 9th of 2022 are the perfect friggin' examples, and that could be what's happening. Now, I know that this, I just spent an hour on that, but I'm telling you, it can make you so much more money in crypto if you just understand these basic rules. And it doesn't have to be the weekly 10 EMA. It could be a horizontal or an origin line or whatever. It works the same way, particularly on 1 hour and below. 4 hour stuff, sometimes it'll just go way above, make higher lows and keep going. But on the very small charts, I promise you, things get beautiful. You see things happen exactly. Whether it's an origin line or the weekly 10 or the monthly 10, it's exact. Or even monthly openings, which I've already showed you. It's very important to make a line on your monthly openings. A couple weeks ago, I showed you how I made a Discord alert 2 days prior, and I said, everybody on Discord, I think price is getting ready to come up to the monthly open and then get rejected. And what happened? It's exactly what happened. It went up exactly to it. I've already gone over that. I'm not going to go over another thing. So monthly open lines are very important to have on your chart, even if you're not looking at the monthly thing. But the same rule that I'm telling you about, get above, use that support, then break the local high. In terms of edges, it applies to so many things. Monthly open lines, origin lines, other horizontals. I really hope I'm making sense. All right. So I'm going to start looking at questions now. And I'm going to do super chats first, if there are any, and then I will look at community members who have an emblem next to their name second, and then I will then try to look at the all the other questions from non-members, non-super chats. and so there again, the reason I went over this so long is because I still need you to know that we are assuming down because the conditions to think otherwise have not been met. So my analysis, and the reason I went over that is because nothing has freaking changed in 12 days, people. 12 days, nothing's changed. Still assume down. Assume a little less, so, the edge to the downside isn't quite as strong, but it's still way over a 50% chance that this breaks down and goes lower than this. It's still more than 50% chance, and nothing has changed for 12 days. So I'm not going to go over all the stochastics and this and that. I'm teaching you something, and I'm teaching you how to fish. Hopefully you found that helpful. I'm telling you, hopefully you found that helpful. I'm going to start moving on to the questions. That is yo Bitcoin stuff. And I'm going to take a quick drink of water and run my end screen here real fast. Oh, man. Okay. The boy was lit yesterday. Dispensary had killer deals. What do you think I was high yesterday? No, I didn't sleep. I've been having trouble sleeping. Not really troubles. I've been staying up on purpose, and because I have some of my team leaders have really been helping me out a lot to essentially make the most active Discord in all of crypto in specific terms of no matter what time of day, no matter what time zone you're on. Actually, I need to stop recording.